To begin the 45-minute practice session, we're going to start with a little warm-up. We first want to make 5 golf swings, just swinging to halfway. So they should look something like this. We then want to increase the length of our golf swing, but keep the tempo at around 50% speed. And that'll look something like this. We're going to do 5 of these. So we do that just to create a nice tempo to start us off for our practice session. This should only take 5 minutes and is just a very short start to our session, but it's a super important one to prime the body. Our next portion of this practice session is focusing on the ground contact. So an easy drill is to grab a towel, just a nice and thin towel here. If we're really struggling with our ground contact, we're going to place the golf ball 4 ball widths in front of the towel to start with. If you're someone who normally strikes the golf ball pretty well, but you think you could do with improving a little bit of that ground contact, you can shift it to 2 ball widths behind that towel. If we go any closer than that, it's probably just going to incentivize too steep of an angle of attack. So within the range of 4 ball widths or 2 ball widths in front of the towel is where we're going to be hitting these shots from. And we're going to spend 5 minutes just trying to simply avoid the towel. And so once we've spent 5 minutes working on ground contact, we're going to work on our heel and toe contact in regards to the horizontal axis of this club head. And the easiest way to do that is placing the club head next to the golf ball and just placing a tee on the outside of the club and a tee on the inside of the club. Our goal here is to simply avoid the tees. If we hit this outside tee, we're most likely going to heel the golf shot. And if we hit this inside tee, we're most likely going to hit the toe of the club. So our goal for our next 5 minutes is just to try to avoid those 2 tees. So now that we've done a drill that helps the ground contact with the towel and the face strike from the toe part of the club to the heel part of the club, we're now going to combine those 2 elements. And we're going to do a little bit of a challenge. To finish this portion of the practice session, we're going to try to get 3 golf balls in a row where we can miss the towel and avoid all the tees as well. And so for my first one, I've slightly nicked the towel there, and so that wouldn't count. So we're then going to place the ball in the exact same spot and try to do the same thing, trying to get 3 in a row. And so that's a success. Once you can get 3 in a row, we're then going to move on to controlling the club face to try to improve our direction control out there on the golf course. So club face control is something that's never talked about during our practice sessions, but it's one of the most important things in regard to the direction of our golf shots. So for this portion of our practice session, we're going to pick a target. So our target for this one here, if you guys can see this, is in between those 2 trees in the distance. We're then going to have a marker that's 10 yards right of that, 20 yards right of that, and 30 yards right of that. We're then going to have another marker that's 10 yards left of that, 20 yards left of it, and 30 yards left of it. We're going to be aiming directly at our target, but we're going to purposely manipulate the club face when it comes down to hit the golf ball in order to hit the desired target, whether that's 10 yards right, 30 yards right, or 30 yards left, and so forth. We're going to begin with the right-hand side, so we're going to hit 1 shot to the 10-yard right target, another shot to the 20-yard, and another shot to the 30-yard target. And this is what it would look like. Once you do the right-hand side, we're then going to do the left-hand side, and we're going to do 4 rounds of that. So in total, it should be about 24 golf balls. This should take you somewhere around about 20 minutes. And then to finish the practice session off, we're going to have a little bit of an on-course pressure moment here. That's super important to being able to translate our range game to the golf course. So what you're going to do is you're going to place 4 fingers out in front of you, just like this here. That is then going to resemble a certain size target out towards the range. So the left-hand side of this is our left boundary and the right-hand side of this is our right boundary. We're going to get 10 golf balls and our goal is to try to hit 6 of those within that range there. If you find that the 4 finger wide gap is too hard, maybe start with a 6 to begin with. This will give you a little bit of freedom to play around with and just adjust the measurements if it makes it too hard. So my 4 finger wide gap here is basically in between those 2 trees in the distance. And so what I would do for this is grab 10 balls and I just simply have to get 6 to finish inside that zone before I can leave. So the first one, the wind's got it, but it's just caught in that left-hand side boundary. So be tough on yourself in this competition sense, because whether you're playing for money out there on the golf course or even just a beer with your mates, we want to be able to thrive under pressure. And incorporating drills such as this into our practice session is going to be super important for being able to translate our range game out onto the golf course. So if you've enjoyed this example of what a 45-minute practice session is like, and it surprised you with the amount of information that goes into actually trying to create an optimized practice session for you, but for some reason you just can't get your ground contact better, or your face strike, or your direction control, it's most likely because of your technique. And so if you want your golf swing analyzed by me with personalized drills to help you become a better ball striker and hit the golf ball much straighter, the link to my online coaching is below.